Democrats have had today about risk to her security. That's why we added this surprise testimony yesterday, potentially. What do you make of this moment in our politics?
Well, her testimony today was chilling, and quite frankly, I don't think we should be surprised or shocked by anything that she told us about Donald Trump. It is clear with her firsthand account that Donald Trump was at the center. He was integral to this conspiracy of sedition and coup plotting. But also, her accounts of Trump's toddler-like temper tantrums in the White House, throwing plates of food and pulling tablecloths. And then his violent outrages against the Secret Service, those individuals who are supposed to protect him. I do think that, again, as has been said, these are Republicans. These are loyal members of the former administration who were disgusted, to use Cassidy's own words, at what they were seeing Donald Trump do in order to try to perpetuate his stay in the White House. And so, therefore, I think that, all the Republicans in Congress, as well as those White House officials who have refused to cooperate, should be ashamed of themselves. As was said, a 25-year-old civil servant who was trying to do her best in a White House that was obviously in chaos and tumult. But I think what was the most surprising thing for me was the utter incompetence and dereliction of duty of Mark Meadows, the chief of staff at the White House. I worked like you, I worked in the White House for 4 years. I worked for many chiefs of staff. That position is one of the most powerful, if not the second most powerful position in the U.S. government. They have their finger on the pulse of everything that goes on with the president. And the fact that Mark Meadows was allowing this to happen, he was not only asleep at the wheel, he was basically abetting this continued chaos that was unfolding on January 6th. And the fact that he was allowing Rudy Giuliani and these other people to sort of run around and, again, try to continue with Donald Trump's administration, again, it's just outrageous. And I think we all are very fortunate to have somebody of Cassidy Hutchinson's courage and bravery to stand up publicly and to speak the truth and do the right thing. And that's what I think has motivated her, just to do the right thing as an American citizen.
To your points, I mean, the portrait of Mark Meadows, and your point about how important a White House chief of staff is, the second most important person in all of the U.S. government. She was at his right hand around the clock. She testified at the very beginning of her testimony today that she was in contact with him all day, every day. And this is number 8. This is her almost rising panic that she couldn't get Mark Meadows to care on January 6th. Let me play that for you.
I started to get frustrated because I sort of felt like I was watching this is not a great comparison, but a bad car accident that was about to happen where you can't stop it, but you want to be able to do something. And I remember thinking in that moment, Mark needs to snap out of this, and I don't know how to snap him out of this, and he needs to care.
So this is her articulating that she can't get Mark Meadows to have a normal human reaction to a planned coup and an ongoing riot that endangers Mike Pence. What does that mean if this proceeds to a criminal phase?
Well, clearly, I think the Department of Justice is looking at all of this testimony and trying to determine exactly whether or not criminal charges should be filed against a variety of individuals who were involved in this. And the fact that they were going to remove the magnetometers and they were not concerned about the array of weapons that people had outside of the gates of the White House. I mean, there's so many things here that just seem to be unbelievable. When I was Homeland Security Advisor for President Obama, I was in constant touch with the Chief of Staff if there was any security issue related to not just the White House, but to the Washington, D.C. area. And the fact that Mark Meadows was just playing with his phone and trying to talk with Jim Jordan, as opposed to doing what he needed to do, which was to be working closely with the Secret Service, working with the White House counsel to determine exactly what was legally authorized to do. But he was just not carrying out the duties that are incumbent upon a White House chief of staff, particularly at a time when the threat to our democracy was so real, so intense, and we were really on the edge of a knife there.
I want to pull Frank Figlizzi back in, and Frank, I want to show you this. I mean, we get a fuller picture of the willing participants in the coup plot.